Councillor Rodrigues? You're the seconder on the motion. I go to the first mover and seconders.
You're very kind, thank you, Mr. Chair. No, indeed you are.
I'm glad you
appreciate
recognize that.
Yes. And like Councillor Aker, I will try to be very careful with my time and be very short, because I don't think if I say a lot, it'll do a lot. And I'm not here to convince people, because I respect the intelligence of everyone here to think the issues out. They've been around. And we've heard from the delegation. I thought Mr. Milosh did a great job in 5 minutes of highlighting a lot of the key issues. So I'll just keep my comments exceedingly short. I've heard words like catching up. Well, that's an issue you can deal with later, and you don't have to catch up. But the point is, we're talking about this current economic situation right now, and I think it's pretty important to lead by example, to lead from the front. As I say, this is a special time, special circumstance, and I've heard people say grandstanding, and I think that's a very pejorative term that's just not warranted, because people can grandstand both ways. Say, oh, I deserve all I get, but it's not a matter of that. It's just think for yourself, be reasonable, and please try and support it. You know, it's not done in an election year or anything like that. It's just, yeah, I think it's just the right thing to do. We did it last year in Pickering, you know, so all I can do is ask you, please. Thank you. Recorded vote. Thank you.
Councillor Jordan.
Thank you.
Thank you. I respect the goal of reducing the cost of governance to taxpayers, and I think that is a worthy goal. We asked the delegate how much he was looking to save, and it was about $35,000 annually by having a freeze on our salaries. I would suggest, if we are serious about reducing governance costs, that we look at the number of bodies here to do a job. And we do that at our staff level, and any other organization who's serious about looking at costs of governance, administration, and programs would look at that as well, the number of positions. When we look and compare ourselves to York and Peel, where a councillor there would represent about over 50,000 in population, but in Durham region we represent about 21,000, a little over 21,000. That's a significant difference. If we reduced council by about 6 members, we'd save taxpayers $360,000 per year. If we decided, and it seems that this council has decided, that if all regional councillors represented the population that our Ajax regional councillors represent, we would reduce this council significantly and save over $600,000 per year. So I would suggest, if we're serious about saving governance costs, we don't just look at freezing wages. That's a short time and very small solution. If we're serious, let's get comparisons of the sizes of comparable governments, regional governments, and look at where we should be to still be fair and fair representation, not lose voices that might otherwise be heard, but look at this very seriously. Obviously, we've talked about the current economic situation. It is serious, and if we're serious, we have to take serious action, and perhaps what might seem to some as drastic action. And obviously, we talked about the workload. Well, I would suggest that if Ajax regional councillors can represent about 38,000, 39,000 people, that perhaps others could too. So I leave it at that.